Welcome back, dear dreamers and faithful hearts, to this quiet place beneath the stars, where ancient stories unfold gently and God's voice is heard in whispers as well as wonders. Tonight, we step into a story of longing and listening, a story where quiet prayers are answered, where a child learns to hear God's voice, and where a nation asks for a king. It is a story of hearts, humble hearts, fearful hearts, and hearts learning to trust. So settle in, breathe deeply, and listen closely. This is 1 Samuel, a story of prayer, calling, and the first king. In the hill country of Ephraim lived a woman named Hannah. Her days were filled with ordinary tasks, yet her heart carried a quiet ache that never fully left her. Year after year she longed for a child, whispering prayers that seemed to disappear into the sky. Her husband, Elkanah, loved her deeply and tried to comfort her, but love, though precious, could not take away the sorrow she felt. Each year they traveled together to worship the Lord, and each year Hannah's heart grew heavier. One evening, overwhelmed with longing, Hannah went alone to pray. She knelt, her shoulders shaking, her lips moving without sound. Tears fell freely. The priest Eli saw her and misunderstood her silence. Yet Hannah answered with humility and honesty, "I am pouring out my soul before the Lord." Eli paused, then gently he spoke, "Go in peace. May the God of Israel grant your request." And God remembered Hannah. In time, her prayer was answered. She held a baby boy close, tears now mixed with laughter. She named him Samuel, because she had asked for him from the Lord. Hannah cherished every moment, yet she remembered her promise. When Samuel was still young, she brought him to the house of the Lord. With steady courage and a trusting heart, she placed him in God's care. Hannah lifted her voice in a song of praise and hope. Her sorrow had been turned into joy. Samuel grew among the priests. He learned to listen in the quiet. He learned to serve with small acts. He learned to wait. One night, as the lamps flickered low and the house grew still, Samuel heard his name, Samuel. Thinking Eli had called him, he ran to help, but Eli had not spoken. Again the voice came, and again. At last Eli understood. "If he calls you again," he whispered, "say, 'Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening.'" And God spoke. Samuel listened. From that night forward, Samuel grew in wisdom. The people knew God was speaking through him. As years passed, Samuel became a judge and leader. He guided the people faithfully. But the people grew restless. They looked at other nations and wanted what they had. "Give us a king," they said. Samuel prayed, and God answered gently, "They have not rejected you, but me." Still, God allowed their request. He led Samuel to a young man named Saul. Saul was tall and strong, yet uncertain of himself. He hid among supplies when chosen. Samuel anointed him with oil. The Spirit of God came upon Saul. The people rejoiced. At first, Saul trusted God. Battles were won. Hope filled the land. But slowly, fear crept into Saul's heart. When waiting felt too hard, Saul chose control over obedience. Samuel grieved. God's heart was heavy. Yet even then, God was preparing the future. A shepherd boy watched sheep beneath the stars. A heart was being shaped in quiet fields. But that story will come in time. Rest now, dear hearts. This story reminds us that God hears the softest prayers, speaks in stillness, and remains faithful even when people stumble. And so, dear dreamers, we come to the close of this chapter, a story shaped by prayer, obedience, and the tender voice of God calling in the night. Hannah's tears became a song. Samuel's listening became a calling. And Saul's crown reminds us that true strength begins with trust. Thank you, dear hearts, for sharing this quiet moment with me beneath the stars. As you rest tonight, may you remember, God still hears every prayer, still speaks to those who listen, and still guides His people with patience and love. Join me next time as we continue the journey toward shepherd fields and psalms, toward a king after God's own heart. Until then, may your dreams be peaceful, your spirit attentive, and your sleep wrapped in God's unfailing love. Good night, dear dreamers, and may grace gently guard your rest.